is a little bit different than what you guys usually think about as you're doing your daily jobs and things like that. But, you know, Nizzy and Shireen both mentioned a minute ago that everybody lies, right? I mean, you all probably been lied to in the past, maybe even told a lie or two in the past. Do I have anybody in the room who's going to tell me they never lie? No one? Okay, that's good. At least I don't see anyone with the lights on. Would it surprise you if I told you, actually, let's do a little experiment first. I want you to find someone in the room, and I want you to point at them. I know it's rude, but I want you to point at them. And as you're pointing, I'm going to point at you. Who are you? Aaron. I'm going to point at Aaron. So find someone in the room, point at them, and then look around to see who's staring at you, who's pointing at you, okay? So then I want you to hold your hand up, and with this being 5 and this being 0, I want you to, and I'd like everybody to do this for just a moment. With this being 0, this being 5, tell me how many times you think that person has lied in the last 24 hours. Okay, now look around the room and just look around the room and see what people are doing and saying. Okay, look around the room. Okay, you can put your hands down. You can put your hands down.
You are now being tuned in to the coolest talk radio around. We are heard throughout the cosmos, and yes, all the way out to the observable universe. The Cooley Cool Show. Yes, you're listening here live to the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show. You're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show on this Saturday night. Yes. We're the only talk radio that rocks it from coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. And if you're in Antarctica, stop fucking lying. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe to us on our other social media platforms. You can follow me in my YouTube channel and TikTok channel, both labeled The Cooley Cool Show. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_the_champ. You can also follow me on my Twitter account at CooleyCool2412. And if you miss any episodes here and you want to listen to the previous past episode here on the Coolest of the Cool, you can go on and listen to them on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Spreaker.com. Oh, we've got a continuation of Someone selling wolf tickets and they ain't stopping. We'll be getting started in just a couple of seconds, getting things set up. Here on this Saturday night. Wow. You are now tuned in to the coolest of the cool, the Coolly Cool Show. We rock it from here throughout to the cosmos and all the way out to the observable universe. Now, without further ado, the man that exhilarates nothing but absolute coolness. Your host, none other than Brent. Yes, your host, Brent. Yes, this is your host here, Brent, kicking it here on live on this Saturday night. All right, April Fools. Well, about 45 minutes maybe left in this April Fool's Saturday night. So, just to jump into it, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all my listeners, each and every one of you, all two of you. Appreciate you. And if you're new to the podcast here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show, be sure to follow and subscribe to us on our other social media platforms. Alrighty then. But yeah, we're going to jump right into it. Who's selling wolf tickets? Part 3. Now, I had touched on as far as the previous podcast, part 1 and part 2, in reference to who's selling wolf tickets. If you don't know the terminology, this is the first time ever hearing about the terminology of who's selling wolf tickets. It is pretty much implying that they're selling fake shit to you. They're giving you a farce on a lot of bullshit just because they have a hidden agenda. So they're selling wolf tickets for you so that way you can buy them and then you can bite on them and that they can hook you up on it, reel you in, and then take you out the water. Yeah, sounds like fishing, right? Mm-hmm. But they're doing it on a massive level. This has a lot to do with what's going on around the world and what's going on around the country. A lot of things are happening. A lot of social media talk where people are trying to come out and they're talking about certain things. And a lot of it, I would say, people, please do not be misconstrued by all the crazy nonsense that you see on the internet or on social media. And I know people say, well, what about you? Well, one, I really don't have anything to gain. I mean, that's for me. I mean, I just like talking and passing information out to the public and to the people. Here in America, freedom of speech. I'm going to speak my voice and my opinion out. That's the right we have here in America. Freedom of speech. So, but a lot of things, a lot of people on social media, they're speaking out as far as what they're hearing, and they read real quick, but not really kind of using a common sense perspective on what is actually uh, pretty much going on in the world out there. They just kind of leave a lot of innuendos out there that many people, um, frankly, I'm trying to get my head around it to say it the correct way without saying it politically incorrect. But then again, on my podcast here, I don't ever say anything politically correct anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah, there's a lot of deception going out there, and there's a lot of people on social media, what their platform is, and they pass on information in order not to inform the public, but more guessing misinformation in order to get ratings, views, etc., things of that nature. And I guess just many people have already been, I guess, listening or following. And a lot of big talk is about the United States, and they're saying that the decline of the U.S. dollar is happening at hand, and that soon China and the yen, their money currency, is going to take over the whole world, and that the United States is going to no longer be the world dominance of the entire world. Wah, 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 wah. Let's just make sure that we're not always believing everything that you see or hear on the news and the media, because a lot of people have their own behaviors and their own agendas behind the scenes. It is true. It is true. It is forever will be true. You have to be able to understand that one. All right. They've said for the longest time the U.S. is in trouble. They first started talking to us, telling us, oh, the banks are in trouble. The banks, this and that with the banks. Oh, where's the money at? And then saying that people are going to the banks, withdrawing all their money out because of the banking situation, the banking crisis. And as I had stated in previous podcasts, I said, you and I, those ones that are listening to my podcast, chances are you're not running to the bank, withdrawing all your money out of the bank because you feel as though the banks are collapsing. That's what they would have you at the beginning of March have you believe is what is transpiring and what is going on. They would have people fearing and trying to get the hearts and the minds of people to get them to believe a certain way. Now, I'll give it up for President Biden, who had stated, he's like, hey, the things going on with the banks, we're going to be bouncing back. It is what it is. He's like, if things fluctuate, yeah, X, Y, and Z. Now, people can say whatever they want to about President Biden. They can talk whatever. But the man has been around in politics, up there in the government, for over 30 years. So the guy has a sense of what's going on and what's happening. And this is going to lead me into another part where I'm going to talk in about as far as people saying the U.S. dollar is declining. The U.S. dollar is going to be taken over by the yen. China's taking over. And I had explained previously that as a fact that some of these other countries that are going to turn or trying to turn and use the yen as a form of new currency in the international trades and things of that nature, it's pretty much all the countries that we're not, how would you say, we're not friends with. They're not a part of the alliance. They're not our allies. Mm-hmm. Ding, da, ding, 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 da, ding. All right. Are you hearing it? Yes. It's time for class, ladies and gentlemen. Time for class. So, you have to kind of put that in a perspective too, along with utilizing different variations of common sense. All right. So, as the situation is going on, and I put it this way, they're trying to put fear into the American dollar, and you have people, especially on TikTok, are voicing, oh my God, the American dollar is nothing. It's not good. It's going to shit. We're going to be a third world country. Okay. We're dabbling in the land of make-believe again. Because people like to dabble in the land of make-believe because they like to live out their fantasies. So, but to touch on this topic, you have to look at how things are being set. And those people, the elites of the elites, the ones secretly running the world, not the scholarlies of scholars. Some of the scholarlies of scholars are passing on this crazy nonsense because of the fact that they have a hidden agenda themselves, and it all revolves around making money and them getting money, more money than you and I. They want to continue making more money. So they're going to be selling you on wolf tickets just to go ahead and feed the media craze topics. So, in that setting, you have to be able to observe what's going on. Do you think that Nancy Pelosi or any of them high politicians, the politicians that are up there in Washington, the ones secretly making decisions, do you see any fear or any panic in their eyes or in their actions? I think not, because they're already millionaires as it is. So if there was a money issue, a money problem, then why aren't they panicking? I mean, just 2 weeks ago or in the beginning, or 2.5 weeks ago in the beginning, March, President Biden said, hey, we're having issues, but that's what the bank's going to be taken care of. We'll be fine. And then you haven't heard of President Biden speaking anything about, the U.S. dollar and this and that. No one in there is talking about it, right? But then you'll have certain situations that are going on as far as what's happening in the news. And then the hot topics were TikTok CEO goes to Capitol Hill. And then they have former President Donald Trump being indicted in New York. And everybody says, look at what's happening, but we're being shown this, but there's a grander scale on here that's being deceived from us to keep us hidden from here. First and foremost, I do think that sometimes the media skews the line to have us proceed and see things as otherwise, really to shadow us from what's going on. But at the same sense, you have to see what's going on and how people's reaction, especially the elites of the elites. And in this case, in this situation, the elites of the elites, they're not panicking. The millionaires, the billionaires in this country. Oh, no. Even the high prolific investors, they're not even freaking scratching their heads. They're not even like, oh my God, on my money. No, they're not. They're fine and dandy. All right. They're just kind of, there's some situation going on, but it's nothing to fray about. It's nothing to certainly kind of, spill any milk about. So, as I stated before, that if they're not panicking and they're not up in arms, trust me, the United States holds all the cards. The United States does not do things without having already manufactured or already have a new, I'll put it this way. The United States is pretty much this. As I always said, the United States is a business. It is the best business to do business with. Flat out, hands down. We, the United States, had the meeting and conference with TikTok CEO and kept a Capitol Hill. And everybody's like, oh, they're talking about the morals and ethics. No, the United States representatives up the Capitol Hill could give less than a rat's ass about the content being displayed or shown on TikTok. And they want to talk about, so youth in America, this and that. They're promoting about it. No, they have nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with that. The thing with that is money. A whole lot of money. Because apparently the United States has 160 users that are on that TikTok app. And if you don't know already, TikTok is owned by a company named ByteDance, and ByteDance operates out of Guess who? None other than China, out of Beijing, China. So more of that money has been going to China in retrospect, since the United States is pretty much the top dogs on that app and is the main source of revenue that's giving them. So the United States said, hey, hold on. We have the amount of users. We should get a check larger than China's getting because we're a main source of fucking revenue. So that's the whole thing. They just can't come out right and say it because it doesn't look too good. All right. So, and then on top of that, in the other news, with the whole, Donald Trump indictment, the police, they're pretty much, saying, oh, he's finally indicted and this and that. First of all, I'll put it this way. They're trying to say that they're holding this whole thing with Donald Trump being indicted and things of that nature. They're trying to tarnish the man's reputation. All right. I don't know who is, but it must be the opposition against him. But trying to tarnish the man's reputation. That's pretty much it is. But then they're saying, oh, they're doing this and worried about the time. The reason why? Because, as I said before, the United States is not sweating this. People think automatically the United States is just going to be like, oh, the United States dollar is no good. It's no good around the world. Oh, my gosh. As I said before, the United States is not going to convert into any type of socialism, any type of communism. They're not going to convert to any type of other type of isms other than capitalism. That's what the United States is. Think about this. The United States holds all the playing cards. Okay? The United States, here's a great analogy of it. The United States is like a casino. All right? The United States owns the casino. The United States operates the casino. The United States deals with everything that has to do with that casino. So, you have tons and tons of other people, i.e. countries, that come in to play the United States games at the casino that the United States owns, operates, manufactures, maintenance, repairs, fixes. The United States owns everything with that whole entire casino. And yes, the United States is the dealer as well when the other countries sit down to play, 3-card poker or blackjack, and trust and believe. What's the cardinal rule of any casino? What's the cardinal rule? That the house will always win. So that way you can get your customers to continuously keep coming back and back and back. And in the end, the house will always win because that is what it is designed to do. The United States is the casino. We are the dealers. We are the breadwinners. The United States does business like no one else does. So, as I say before, and I always say again, the United States is a business. It is the best business to do business with. And that is the truth and nothing but the truth. But you will have other people around wherever trying to always hate on the United States, downgrade us continuously and effortlessly because they just don't like us. It's like basically we're the cool kid or the ones constantly winning all the time, and people just hate that all the time. They just can't stand it. And the thing about this goes back, dated back after World War II, where the United States was drug into a war that wasn't even in our continent. So the United States, ever since then, had to kind of keep a firm eye on certain situations around the country. Now, if you don't believe me, read your history books. The United States didn't want to get dragged in any type of European conflict going back as far as World War I. United States was pretty much kind of like, hey, we're content by being in our own ourselves, leave us the hell alone. We don't want to deal with your problems. But it got to a point where they were like, man, this shit might spread on our door. And we don't feel like having to deal with it at a later time when we could have done something about it. And then all of a sudden, US got dragged into it. And then obviously we figured it was done after World War I. But then Europe kept having other problems, which ended up World War II ended up happening, and the United States got dragged into it, which wasn't from Europe. It was actually from the Asian Pacific area. The United States got dragged in. The United States wasn't even trying to be dragged into that. Matter of fact, they were actually trying to do some tirelessly, effortlessly working with the Japan Empire back then. But then, as we found out that the situation happened, and the U.S. responded by saying, oh, no. And then, next obviously, Germany declared war on the United States after the United States declared war on Japan, and everybody knows pretty much happened. But the thing is the United States has constantly had to deal with European problems, European issues, and it's gotten to the point where the United States, and mostly likely people talk, no, and I've even said this on countless time. I said, Europe is a big continent. The Middle Eastern area is a big continent. The Russian area, the Yugoslav countries, it's a big continent. And they have so many countries that are combined together, or combined in close quarters with each other, that border each other. They causes conflict because people just like, you get up off me. So there's a reason why there would be constant conflict in those areas, in those regions. So, as there's always regional problems and issues, things of nature have to be happening. So, the United States is not a world police, but we're kind of maintaining. But we've came up with the best way to maintain things is be the best business person around the whole spectrum. And that means around the entire world. That if we're going to do business with somebody, guaranteed that we are, before sitting at the table to do business, we are going to walk into that conference, that meeting room, the smartest fucking person in the room. We're going to sit down, be the smartest person, dictate how it's going to go. And if it goes a certain way, trust and believe. The reason why it goes that way is because we made it by design. I'm looking at it and now at a different perspective as far as with the whole Afghanistan situation. About 2 years, close to 2 years now, about a year and a half, where the United States withdrew and we left tons and tons of ammunition, tons and tons of weaponry, tons and tons of vehicles and things of that nature in Afghanistan, as it was a complete hurry up and bail out. Now, we were in Afghanistan for approximately about 20 years. From 9/11 up until 2021. We were there for quite some time. And it was a very long time to be in conflict with the war on terrorism. We went after Al-Qaeda, and now the Taliban has taken over Afghanistan. But we left them with tons of weapons. Now it has to be believed that, it was going to plan to be a long war because we weren't going against a regular conventional army, which it wasn't anymore. It was fighting insurgencies, people that were blending in. Now, as people try to think about certain things and how come up, people say, oh, China's doing this. China is doing what they need to do as a country in order to get their country to go along as being the best as they can, they're formidable for their country. But the country is still a somewhat communist country, or on the border, or more likely a socialism country. So, here in the United States, you can be whichever you want to be. Sometimes not always good, sometimes not always bad. But you have the opportunity to be what you want to be and to aspire to do things that you feel as you think you could give it a shot and a try. In other countries, it doesn't really work out that well. You're pretty much restricted to your social status. Now, many people here in the United States might say that the same way. Here, it's not so much, but you still can be and do things and be what you would like to be. Give it some opportunity, some research to do so. As far as those other countries, though, that are, let's say, Russia, China, Cuba, Venezuela, a lot of them other countries, it deals with a lot of your social status. That just because you were born into something, you're not going to be able to, move up in the rank because of your social status, your family's social status. What kind of thing is that? What kind of world is that to have the world convert to individuals or populations or countries that, because you're born in something, that your social status and your family, that you can't amise to become something better than where you're at? The one thing is the United States, and it's been proven time and time again, many people have been brought up by low-income families, and they've been able to capture the American dream, been able to go out and achieve things that they never thought they could. But because this country gives you the affordable, chance to do so, it has changed and has shaped the way this country is. Unlike many other countries where you're restricted, or you can't do it because you're not part of the Go Boy Club. But yet, you will have people on social media trying to spit these bad images, and thought processes about America and things of that nature. All for what? For trying to say that another country that won't have you be what you like to be because you're not part of the club. I'm telling you, do not buy into the whole things that you see on socialism and freaking those type of countries to try to change your thought process. Because trust me, they're the ones trying to influence change in our own country here. And trust, if you realize that how America is, like I said, we have ignorant people here in our own country that don't give a damn. But trust and believe, there's no way in hell we're going to conform to another way of another country's way of society. I mean, that's why I said that, the elites, the millionaires, billionaires, they're not panicking as far as the whole US dollar. They're not worried about it because they know the United States will bounce back up and will continue to bounce. We will go through our times where we're like, okay, but everything's done on the playing field of the United States. The United States, as I said before, they run the house. They hold all the cards. They are the dealers. And they are the smartest person at the table. And the United States is going to continuously have that. And people say, oh, that's not happening. There's nothing. Well, the thing is, the U.S. holds everything. But many people don't believe so. And if you're listening to my podcast, you're probably like, that's a bunch of bullshit. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know the way economics works out. First of all, if you knew, as I said, if you knew something, what do you think you would do in order to, change things? You would put it in your favor. Trust and believe that. I mean, for goodness sake, this is probably one of the darkest things of United States history is the fact that, during World War II, towards the end, the United States were acquiring scientists from Nazi Germany. And they were bringing them here to the United States, giving them jobs. Because you know what? We wanted the one up make sure on everyone. So we were getting the smartest of the smarts, the brilliance of the brilliance, and we were trying to outhand and outbid and outplay everyone else. And trust me, it takes years and years and years for us to be able to do this. So as I said before, the United States holds all the cards. I mean, it's just whatever way you look at. Look at how White House, they haven't talked about it, they haven't spoken about the US dollar. They're just like, they were just going to the issue, it's all good and fine. It's all by design. Trust and believe. If people say they don't trust our own government, trust me. Hell, I don't trust our own government. But I tell you right now, I don't believe everything about our own government. But I'll let you know one thing. I know for a damn fact that our government, since we don't, and I don't fully trust the government, that should let you know that the government has tons of shit up their fucking sleeve. All right? And they will, at a moment's notice, pull that shit out of the back pocket. I mean, people talk about, well, they're trying to gear up for a war with China and this and that. They're going to need $35 billion. That's pretty much what I had said before, is that other countries and social media things saying the United States doesn't have any money because we're going to do banking issues. First of all, you're testing the United States, and the United States says, what are you talking about? We got tons of money. What the fuck are you talking about? I got money. Look, we gonna put $35 billion towards our military budget if y'all want to do so. $35 billion. Come on. The United States is saying that because we're like getting tired of people saying stuff. So it's like, look, I can pull out this, blank check out of my back ass pocket. I've already baited a podcast talking about how the United States has an unlimited supply of money. The United States does. We will continuously always have an endless supply of money. People tend to think the United States is broke. We're owed debt to everybody. No, the entire world owes the United States money. We all work together. Every country works together. The United States has an unlimited supply of money. And the world pretty much owes the United States money all the time. So think about this. The United States is constantly going to be getting money all the time. Other countries know this for a fact. They tried, let's just say, other countries always try to come up with a new brand that will do better. Let's just put it this way. The United States has like a Nike, right? And everybody wants to wear the top brands, look good. And then you have another country come along. Look at that. It's not Nike, it's white. It's what is it? It's not Nike, it's Mikey's. What? Doesn't make any sense. If you ever gone to the food store and you actually got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then you see one next to it says Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the off-brand shit. But damn well the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that's on point, because you can tell, man, I can taste the cinnamon, I can taste the sweet, I can taste the sugar in it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. There's something just missing from it. I just can't get the full enjoyment from it because it's not the real thing. And that's what the United States is. We're the real thing. Everyone else has knockoffs. Their brand is not better than our brand. Now, I'm not trying to say this is the way or people think. Look, other countries, the United States allies, they know it. We're all cool. We're all friends. We all know this. And it's just like, like I said before, the United States is a business. It's the best business to do business with. The United States is the casino. All right. Everybody wants to beat the house in order to get the big payout. And sometimes some goddamn customer's going to come on there and they're going to hit it big. But guess what the United States is going to do? They're going to be like, oh, congratulations. You mind if we let you, give you a complimentary, stay here at our hotel? We're going to entice you until we get our money back. And it always works out this way. Just do not be fooled what you hear on social media. This is what former President Donald Trump was saying for the longest time. Fake news likes to spew things out. Fake news. I mean, for goodness sakes, I had read certain things, and I've told you on my podcast how the White House wants to propose NASA's space budget for 2024 for $27.6 billion. $27.6 billion. Mm-hmm. They just want to propose it. That should let you know, if they're trying to propose that for 2024, that should let you know that the United States has tons of money. And they're like, well, we're getting it from the taxpayers' dollars. Yeah, but at the same time, that's just money to burn. Like, space. They have that amount of money to put into space. And then people are worried about the US dollar tanking. Fucking out of here with this bullshit. The United States has tons of money, an unlimited amounts of money. And then they want to talk, well, it's the oil. But They're talking a long time with their United States is trying to switch over to a new type of energy base other than oil, since we do know as far as oil, there's something going on with the oil situation. And people say, well, we need tons of oil. But if you not notice, they believe the United States is utilizing and trying to use a different type of energy-based product. Don't know exactly what. I'll have to look into a little bit more. But that should kind of let you know. I mean, here's just... I'm looking on space news right now, if you're just wondering what I'm talking about. It says, U.S. allies in the Middle East express interest in establishing Space Force. And then people will say that Saudi Arabia and all those other Middle Eastern countries had signed over to the Yang. But yet, U.S. allies in the Middle East express interest in establishing Space Force. So they want to go ahead and try to work with the United States in space. See, you got to be able to read between the lines. And this was just published just last month. Just last month, about what was it, about a couple days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago. And look at here, U.S. Space Force ramps up cybersecurity spending. So obviously they're not really concerned. Like I said, I'm reading this and it just gets even better, man. Like it says right here, oh yeah, right here. U.S. Space Force ramps up cybersecurity spending. Chief of the Space Operation, General Saltzman, said the Space Force is seeking $700 million in the 2024 budget for cybersecurity. Okay, so they're talking about targeted cyber attacks, satellite systems, Special Force $30 billion budget request for the fiscal year 2001. So there's no question that space is going to be essential to effective operations in the future, said Russian electronics cyber hacks. So look, if I'm telling you these numbers that they're throwing out here, and you're just like, well, this probably might be fake too, right? No, but look, U.S. they're not even breaking a sweat as far as talking about how much money they're going to spend on some other shit that you and I be thinking, like, isn't that a waste of fucking money? What are you doing? We got all this shit going on. But yet, like I said, we have a huge homeless problem here in the United States, and we got money to burn like that for other certain shit and other certain, things of that nature. But they're going to spend that amount of money on that. But like I said, we got huge homeless problems. Like I said, you got to weigh the checks and balance. If you think the United States is broke and we ain't got no money, you're full of shit. You don't know anything about how the United States completely operates. But clearly here, this is food for thought. You can check any of these other absurdity news places that talk about how the United States is just spending money on certain stuff. You're like, damn, how much money the United States got? They talk constantly, the US dollar ain't shit. Bullshit. Like I said, don't be fooled with all the bullshit you hear on the fucking news media that they want to kind of play out because they have a hidden agenda to make and they want to make more money than you and I. So please, I'm tired of hearing that old nonsense. It's just a bunch of bullshit. So, I mean, and me rambling on right now. So we come to another end of amazing episode here on Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show here on the Saturday night. So, yep. We're rocking from coast to coast, north to south. Well, actually, I'll do that part later. But if you haven't done so, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms. You follow my YouTube channel and TikTok channel, both labeled the Coolly Cool Show. Follow my Instagram page at Brent_the champ. You can also follow me on my Twitter account at CoollyCool2412. We're the only talk radio show that rocks it from coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. And if you're listening down in Antarctica, fucking pay me! So, like I said, don't buy into the crazy bullshit because we're all being played at some shape, way, or form because there's always a book deal at the end of it. Whether it's aliens, whether it's alien abductions, whether it's floating out there in the mothership. Trust and believe. Alright. You heard it here. Live with the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show. So, take care. And goodbye.